most of my students at first, they think that when they enroll in my classes, that they're gonna get motivated or inspired when they start working with me. And that's the one they need for them to succeed whatever goals they have in mind. Well, boy, you have it all wrong. What I'm trying to help them is create a good mindset so that their mindset is set to have good habits instead. And the reason for that is this. When you're motivated, your graph would look like this. There's ups and downs. Today you're motivated, tomorrow you're not. When you have good habits, you would start off with just doing something like this. It's up and down too, but it's staying consistent on the way up. That's how the greatest athletes work. Michael Jordan didn't become Michael Jordan right away, just like that. He started off like this. Say with like Michael Phelps, Tiger Woods. You ask them, they were horrible at first and they started having better habits. In this episode of Coach Antonio, I'm gonna talk to you more about why, like the 10 reasons why I'll always choose to have better habits instead of just getting motivation all the time. Because when you go online and look for motivation from someone, even like from me, it's not gonna sustain you. And here's 10 reasons why it's that important for me. I mean, having good habits. You ready? Let's go. When your motivation fades, today I might inspire you to start something new, but then after a week when I get back to you, you're still gonna be doing the same old shit. You're left with one thing. I'm gonna ask you this. What are your daily habits? Like upon waking up, what's the first thing you do? Do you get your phone? Do you check your email? Do you go on Facebook or on social media? You know, you scroll mindlessly for hours, for the first 2 hours of your day on TikTok, watching someone dance or, frogs, whatever. I don't know. So random, right? I want to show you why habits are gonna be better than anything else. You don't need motivation and inspiration. This is why you need better habits that you can do more things. Here's a good habit to have. Treat yourself with kindness. Kindness is something that you do for yourself consistently. You're not kind today because you deserve to be kind to yourself. You deserve to be kind to yourself every day. And if you can't love yourself, then how do you expect someone else to love you too? People always say that, oh, someone will finally love me and accept me for who I am. But until the day that you treat yourself kindly all the time, you don't hurt yourself, or you give yourself a pat on the back for saying, it's okay, try your best today. That's basically treating yourself with kindness. Make it a habit every day to treat yourself with kindness. Number 2, I watched a video of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock in an awards. And the thing is, to be honest, it's a joke. And I'm not in a position to say anything about it, but it's a petty situation. The second thing I want to remind you is to let go of petty situations. Why? Because removing people who don't know how to love you from your life is just a pure superpower. If you don't mind people who say wrong things or bad things towards you, here's the thing, like words will never hurt you. If someone says nasty things towards me, whether it be true or not, it shouldn't hurt me because words are words. I've never seen a word kill someone. The action that they do because of the words they say could kill you eventually. Perhaps maybe someone doing something bad to themselves, but words will never hurt you. Like even if the drill sergeants, they shout at you, it could cause temporary hearing loss. Yes, that's true, but you're not gonna die. If someone shouts at you for an entire day, you're not gonna die. You're just gonna have temporary hearing loss. Is it going to kill you? No, that's words. Words will never affect you or should hurt you, regardless if it's from someone that you love, someone that you care, and most especially someone you don't even know or care about. Number 2, let go of anything petty. Let go of all petty situations. Next thing is to learn how to unplug from technology once in a while. I do a digital detox once a week. What I do is that I choose a day during the weekend wherein I don't need to do social media work because I create content every day. So it's inevitable that I'm on social media, and from time to time I get sucked by social media when I post something. So that's why I have a scheduler from my apps that I use that I spend an hour on to create my content. In a day, for example, I would create on a Thursday my contents for Friday and Saturday. So I already have it set up. And on Friday night, I detox and unplug myself from my phone towards the entire next day. So that's why I'm able to do more things because of that. The thing is, your phone will never make you truly happy. Have you seen anyone who scrolled for an hour on TikTok or on YouTube or, Instagram or Facebook, whatever it is that you're scrolling on for an hour and say, whoo, I feel great. Can you honestly say that to yourself, like after scrolling for an hour on social media, can you tell to yourself like, wow, I've never felt better after scrolling mindlessly for an hour on social media? If you're that person, please, I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to hear a comment from you in the comment section. Go out, unplug from technology, and see nature. See the real world. Your world is not on a phone, on an iPad, or a laptop. Your creativity does not stem from a digital device. Your creativity stems from being there in the outside world, not by watching me here or listening to me. If you are listening to me, I hope you're probably jogging or taking a nature walk outside. So that's that. Next thing is, you want to keep an organized mental and physical space. You're like the internet browser, whatever that you use, Safari, Chrome, what else, Opera or Mozilla, whatever. If you have so many tabs open, it's prone to crashing. If you have like 42, 50 tabs open all at the same time, and sometimes you don't hear the noise that's playing. Like, which one of the tabs is playing? And you have like 20 YouTube tabs open because you're watching 20 videos all at the same time. And you're hearing all these noises all at the same time, right? That's like our minds, right? Our minds work that way. You will be less stressed and more productive if you have a more organized mind and thoughts. And the way I do that is through meditation, which I will talk to you more about later on. Learn how to be more organized mentally so that you can be more organized physically. Next thing is, you need to always stay in the present. And this is a stoic mindset that I've always tried to put attention to, is to always live in the present so you don't have to worry about tomorrow. And I've learned how to apply it regularly when it comes to any problems that I have, whether it be money problems or personal problems, because you'll always have money problems and you'll always have personal problems like insecurity, depression, stress, name whatever it is that you have. And then you have money problems wherein you have your bills and payables or something you owe from someone from way back they're trying to get from you. Don't ever stay in your past. Conquer today's challenges so that your future self will always be thankful for you for solving the problems of today. So always focus on your problems now so you don't have to worry about tomorrow. Like an exam. I always say this an example. If you have an exam 5 days from now, if you study now until 4 days after you take the exam, you're not worried about your exam because you've done your part in studying, researching, and doing all the practice reviews and stuff before you get to the exam. So usually the crammers, you know what it is. Next good habit to have is to allow yourself to feel emotions. I always see this in the comments like, right now I feel so numb. I always see that comment. I feel so numb. Like I can't feel anything. And it's true. Our mind gets numb a lot of times because when you don't have emotions, it's taken out. When you're numb, you don't feel hurt, you don't feel nothing, and it's bad. Emotions give you the ability to be able to free yourself or forgive yourself and be truly present in the moment. Hence, the other situation, the other example that I told you about living the present. Let your emotions feel free. Because of that, you'll be able to be kinder to yourself more often, which is my first point. Remember? Next thing is, you gotta put your wishes into actions. Don't just wish. You've heard of this statement before, right? Don't just wish, act on it. You don't just pray for things that you want. You work hard for the things that you want. They always say that God gives us opportunities to succeed. They don't give us what we want. He gives us opportunities for us to actually succeed. If you wish for something that you get something, you have to ask for opportunities to get to that. To get like an interview, a meeting, a chance to try out for a sport that you want, whatever. Put yourself in a position to be able to just give it a shot. Most people will die in their dreams, like dreaming like to become an athlete, to become a musician, to become a writer, to become a photographer, whatever it is. I don't want you to be most people. Do you know the place in the world we're in? It's the richest place in the world. You know what's the richest place in the world? It's the graveyard, because all the dreams of people who wanted to become successful are there. It dies with them. The other Elon Musk of our time is there in the grave, but because he didn't execute his ideas into actions. Ideas are ideas. Like I could give you 100 ideas for a startup business, but if you don't take action for it, what's gonna happen? Nothing. It remains a concept in our mind. Nothing happens. If you say you're gonna make the best ever car in the world and you don't put that into action or put that in the first step, nothing. It stays here. That's why when when I like talking to old people, not because they're so much fun to be with. It's because having conversations with people who are in their 70s, 80s, or late 60s, they always have this. I wish that I did this in my 20s, or I wish I did that in my 30s. They will always tell you something that they wish they did, but they never had the courage to do that. Don't be like that. Put your wishes all into action and focus on that continuously. Next thing is, of course, very important, exercise and eat healthy. You could go to YouTube right now and search for many ways to eat healthy and the different types of exercise that you want. I'm not gonna go through that, but this is just too obvious, and still we see unhealthy people, overweight people, and even more than that all the time. And it's at an all-time high today. There's so much junk out there in the world that's available. Always take care of your body because you only have one. This is the only house that you have. This is all you have. You don't have another house to live in. Your soul lives here. So whatever junk you put in your body, guess what? Junk also comes out of here, down there. It's your choice. Next to the last, which is practice good decision making. You will not always make the best decisions all the time. Like a leader or a manager will not always make the best decisions all the time, but keep it in as a practice for yourself. You could make better decisions. To build this habit, you have to put yourself in times to practice making decisions. Short decisions, easy ones turn into much more harder decisions. So start today. Start by just asking yourself, what should I wear today? You yourself should be able to judge that. What should I eat today? You always guide yourself on what's the right thing to do. Is it just? Is it the thing that I need the most right now? Is it important? Is it vital? So all these questions come into play for you to make right decisions. But the most important for me, I think, is just, is it important? Is it a priority for me? If it's not a priority for me, then why are you doing it? And after that, if it's a priority, does it make me happy? I think that's the only guiding questions that I have when I do the things that I do. If it makes me happy and, it's the right thing to do. Practice good decision making. And lastly, which is make time to recharge and be alone. Being alone, they say, is a weakness. No, I always say being alone is a superpower. When you're strong enough to be alone and be by yourself and be able to talk to yourself, that is a superpower. It's not a weakness. Not having people around you is not supposed to be a weakness. People tell all the time that it's a weakness to be alone. No, it's not. It's a strength. Isolating yourself from everyone to recharge is just top tier self-care. That's great. I know for a fact that people are always around people. If in your household, you're around your spouse, your partner, your parents, your children and stuff, but you got to respect your time too. You would just be surprised if you have your voice in your head talking to you all the time. If you yourself are talking to yourself all the time, you're going to get tired talking to yourself. Once you get tired talking to yourself, that voice just goes out and you're left to just focus on the things, again, which I said is important for you. Question of the day. What do you think is that one habit for you that actually changed your life for good? Let me know in the comment section.